another cloud server. So this we are using Putty to connect to that. So basically, I'm typing you the login information. The username is Hadoop, password is BIGD4D4. Be the password, and this would be the host name for you to connect. So this will be available for the another 4 to 5 hours. I will make this up. So what I would suggest is I'm getting. So basically, I'm just going to take you through some of the simple. There are few discipline structure that we follow while installing Hadoop. So we actually install it under some directory called slash data. So these are all something you need to understand. But anyway, covering things up in detail during the practical session. This is more for you to understand, to get familiar with the structure and the other necessary stuff. So get into Hadoop. I'm getting the Hadoop setup ready. So we will be seeing that in detail, but don't get confused. According to this Amazon clouds, you would have heard about Amazon cloud, right? So this is your Amazon EC2 AMI. So this is your CentOS version, which is nothing but your Red Hat's flavor. So we need to update this host name. So here we don't really refer it as local host, while in production level scenarios, to stick with something called DNS entries. Just ignore these steps and do that. So you will be learning that later. For you, Hadoop server, for you to practice DFS. So that is what the task for today. So basically, you are seeing something called name node format, but just understand this. Name node format is required before we are going to start working with your HDFS file system. So we got that ready. So yes, so this is what you'll have to practice today. So basically, just try out this command space bin slash Hadoop space DFS. So this is a command. Basically, this command is used to trigger up something called accessing your DFS file system, that is your HDFS. So Hadoop space DFS will actually make this Hadoop command. This Hadoop command is a standard binary people use. So basically this Hadoop can still be used to format your name node based on the parameter we are going to give. Here the parameter I'm going to give is DFS, so which means it will accept HDFS. See here, like when you say Hadoop DFS, these are all the options that it says. Let's try out that -ls. -ls when you give, this will list out the contents under your HDFS file system. It is nothing but you're doing a listing. Okay, so we have not started it basically, and let me start things. There is a command APS if you are aware about. So this tells you Java process state. This will actually tell you what are all the Java level daemons running. So with that we can actually track what are all the services that is all running. So you'll be understanding the setup. So just don't worry about that. I'll be taking you through that. But before that, just get comfortable with HDFS system. So see here you have the 5 components up and running here. So this is something you'll have to understand. Try this, the previous command, dfs-ls. So this will, okay, sorry, -ls, we need to give a parameter. What is the folder that you need to actually list out? I'm going to talk about slash. So slash means what are all the contents under that root directory of that. So if you want to know what is under this slash data, we can still put that. So what we'll do, we'll be replacing that slash with slash data. Let's see what's there. So probably there might be some better information or something else. So these are all something that we'll have to understand. So what your task would be is to like just understand what are all the different commands under this DFS, what are all the different commands this DFS supports. What you will have to do is try out ls, try out this disk usage and stuff, and basically you will have to do something called copy from local, copy to local. Commands that you will have to understand in terms of moving your data from your Linux file system inside your HDFS, and vice versa, like which means like when you actually process a MapReduce job, it will be processed inside, the data would be available inside your HDFS, right? So that HDFS data should be, you must be able to actually get that output and keep it with your within your file system, right? How do you do that? You need to do something called copy to local, so where the source path would be HDFS file system and the destination path would be your Linux file system, that is your local file system. While here copy from local, the source path would be your local file system, which is your Linux file system, and destination path is your HDFS file system. That is what we say, right? Slash or slash something and similar. You can still create a file, you can do some cat, you can simulate if you are already comfortable with Linux. These are all pretty straight, just export this. That is what the task for today. I want you to actually try this out, so let me know in case of getting into trouble. Yeah, Harish, Rakesh, makes sense? Yes. I will another server, like what I would do is I will give you another server. So I have got 2 servers that will be available for the next 3 hours for you to practice. So who's going to take up this host name? Okay, Harish, can you take up this host name? I will give the new one to Rajesh. Okay, Rakesh, are you there? Yeah, Harish, can you take up? You can access this host name. This is for Harish.
Yeah, sure. I got it, Pranav.
Okay, yeah, you can actually start with this. For the username and the password remains the same, Rakesh. The host name will be differing. I'll give you the what is the host name for you. No, that is what I clearly said. I am not going to teach you that. We have another session to get that running. So today you will have to understand the HDFS concept or not. So I will be taking you through that installation procedure step by step. Don't worry about that. Okay. Yeah. Yes, you just need to understand this file system. Yes. Sorry. No, the server would be available for. Yes, yes, yes. This is just few minutes work, right? So anyway, I'm actually giving you for the next 3 hours. You can just try this out and let me know. Once you are done, I'll crash the server because these are all cloud servers. We are going to pay for it, so that is the reason. Okay. Can we have the same? Sorry. Can you be a bit clear? I don't really understand. Okay. No, one data node is meant for only one cluster. No, the answer is no. By default, the answer is no, but there are few projects. If you are actually look at something called, there is a project called Mesos, MESOS. It's again an Apache project. If you are interested, you can actually look at that. Yeah, Rakesh, you are also ready to go. By default, one data node is meant for one single Hadoop cluster at any point of time. Rakesh, I have updated you this first name. Yeah, just try things. Let me know if you are actually facing any issues because I'll be actually moving for another meeting. So let me actually know whether it was successful. Just comment. Basically, you know where the Hadoop setup is. Like it's under slash data slash Hadoop. Get into slash data slash Hadoop. So trigger that HDFS thing. Do something called slash Hadoop DFS. Once you do this, you can actually give the necessary parameters and try things out. Okay, good luck. Let me know once you are done. Basically over email. Otherwise, like you'll have the server access for the another 2 to 3 hours. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine then. Good luck. Catch you up on the next class.
So, Sharma,
Yes.
this is Harish.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So the next class, I got an email that it will be on Mondays, and
Yeah, we are actually
so we are following up.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That would be better for you, right? So having 3 sessions for on a week. So we are actually planning to do that. You will be getting a confirmation email by before one day. So which means before one day prior to the next class, I'll confirm things up. Okay.
Okay.
Essentially, we used to do this is not something that we actually have it as a session level consideration. These are all something like a task or something we used to follow. So it does not really matter much about the time. It matters much about the module that we cover up. Yeah, yeah, fine then. Thank you. Thanks.